Good evening. I thought I'd share with you tonight some poems highlighting abuse. So all abuse is betrayal and falling short of God's love, and will be within the classification of sin. So, and also if we stick by the 10 Commandments, then we can't really go wrong. Man has made so many laws, and really we just need these principles to live by. So there is only one God who is love and light, and who causes love to become whole and one in us. That's the meaning of God's name. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall make no idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Honour your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not lie. You shall not covet. Love is not a cortisol stress hormone. God's love prevents cortisol stress hormones. God's love is always positive. So God's love will produce those endorphin neurotransmitters in us, in our body, in our temple, which is the place where God's love does dwell. Our body is the temple. So abuse is being much more widely spoken about nowadays, which is a good thing. Okay, I'll start with battered, because it's a mixture of, it's a loss of self-control, but also with toxins in the body from outside chemical imbalances, but also with repressed emotions. So this one's called battered. Is aggression and violence an allergy to alcohol and toxicity in the body? Abuse can be verbal or physical, mental, emotional, sexual, and financial. Stress occurs in the body as the organs try to regulate the body functions from toxins. Or is violence an uncontrolled expression of repressed emotions? As the conscious mask fades with intoxication of alcohol or drugs, then denial and repressed truths emerge, maybe a combination of both. This is the meaning of the first line of Everything Real is Invisible in my poem A New Heaven. People say they are fine, yet have emotions, hurts, pains, and grief festering inside. In this poem, Battered, I combine the physiology of painful emotions like frustration, anger, hatred, rage, jealousy, and resentment with their organ, muscular and meridian connections from my kinesiology knowledge, along with the detoxification and principles of naturopathic healing, along with God's healing knowledge. So remember, love is not a cortisol, it's not a stress hormone, it's not a toxin. So a lot of this is to do with the liver, and the way that the liver processes. The liver is the detoxifier of our body, and in order to have life and to live well, we need to have a clean liver. And just looking at the way young people drink today, goodness me, and they even talk about having new livers as if it's okay. So the key to life is to look after our internal organs, keep our livers clear, drink plenty of water to hydrate our kidneys, and not to fill up our earthly vessel with rubbish, just as we must not fill up the world with rubbish. So so this poem looks at what's going on inside the body with chemical intoxication. Oh no, I have to add he or she these days, and all in between, had too much to drink again. The fat shade fades and the dragon flares and sees red. The kidneys try to cool and keep the balance, an ignored call for hydration, a need for water to dampen the fire within. The liver fails to cope. The spleen sends out its army of defences to fight and protect. The shoulders raise as the chest concaves, triceps draw back, ready to attack, the biceps flex, then heel vex, and leave in tatters, sometimes the one who matters. Generally, I was reading something today where it said 76% of women in relationships, in coercive relationships with extreme control going on. So generally, tends to be the male who'll vex, but it is women as well. So only the truth will set us free. Love is not a cortisol stress hormone, as I stress. So nor repressed frustration, anger, jealousy, resentment, or grief. The sin is anti to Christ's love, made whole and one in us. Love is not a cortisol stress hormone. Jesus Christ is returning quickly to cause love to become whole and one in us. In our body, the temple for love to dwell. Come to the healing consciousness of New Jerusalem. Happy are the mild-tempered ones. So, when you understand the way that the energy works within the body, the key, which are the keys to life, then all of these things can be processed when you know how. And up until recent times, then abuse has been something that people have turned away from and turned a blind eye to. So this poem, The Unseen, is about that. The unseen is seen, yet not seen as eyes become blind to truth. Everyone looks, yet few look further. They look but don't want to be seen looking, and close their eyes, turning a blind eye to the neighbour's wife with purple and yellow eyeshadows. The swollen eyes and isolation, and the quiet child who can't look you in the eye because they don't want you to see them. And though you do see, you don't see, and you can't open your eyes or mouth because you don't want to be seen looking either. And now you can look through a lens 1,000 times your seeing power, and still you don't see. You look, yet don't want to see the things you hid from seeing in the first place. The conscience in turmoil, the sulphuric hell when truths are denied. Everything real is invisible. So, don't turn away anymore. It's time to process these emotions that are often patterns repeating themselves. So often an abused child will go on when really we need that counselling process from Jesus Christ, the wonderful Counsellor, the Messiah, who is coming to heal all nations, as promised. So a new heaven. Oh, sorry. So the first line, yes, everything real is invisible. Gifts of jasper transformed from pearls. Emeralds made from sapphires squared, attaining to amethyst shining like diamonds dancing delicately on water. Chalcedony waltzes with topaz. Sardonyx serenading sardius, turquoise passion speaking love. Love, made whole like an olivine, fulfilling, complete, like a mine of treasures with no dragon, no pirates or opposition, just understanding with reason. Chrysolite gold molten into an emerald river flowing to a chrysoprase sea. So I'll just add here that sometimes jasper is written as ruby. They hold similar qualities, though different light refraction. Sardonyx is sometimes known as carnelian, and jacinth is sometimes turquoise. So the gemstones listed for New Jerusalem refract the whole spectrum of light, which is called biorefringence. So love is always positive. And so that's a metaphor poem of the healing aspects of the gemstones. So jasper meaning courage to seek from the irritations. The pearls represent the irritations. of life. Emeralds are peace, made from faith, squared, attaining to amethyst. So amethyst is the peace of from our mind and body being connected and not being triggered by stresses. So it gives us patience, gives us all the fruits of the spirit, the patience, self-control, makes us able to attain to the love and joy and goodness and kindness. Diamonds aren't in the new heaven, but light on water does look like diamonds. But a diamond will absorb light and not refract it in the same way that the gemstones of New Jerusalem do. So chalcedony, that's the stone for happiness, and topaz is the endorphin reward. Sardonyx, again, another form of chalcedony, and sardius, so they're all about happiness. And joy, turquoise, is about expression. Expression, passions, speaking love, witnessing to God. Love made whole like an olivine. So I've used the 0 there as the whole life. From having love and a clean liver. So chrysolite gold. Chrysolite is chrysolite. What's chrysolite? Let's have a look now. Molten into an emerald, so a peaceful river flowing to Chrysoprase Sea. So that's sea of love. So praise is tolerance, and chrysolite. Let's have a look. Yeah, Chrysoprase, Zebulun, tolerance. Chrysolite is Simeon, so further to listen. So we need to listen to God. We need to listen to love in order to be able to control our earthly vessels, because otherwise they can go very volatile and all those repressed emotions come out and then we fight. So, soldier boys, take care, little soldier boys. Remember, your rifle is not a toy, and life is a valuable gift that God says do not cause bad rifts. He wants the world to be as friends, then broken pieces he can mend. Until that day we can only pray in seeking peace, come what may. In that peace we will find paradise for humankind, caring for the birds and trees, nature glowing full with bees. No wars, nor conflict, nor betrayal are God's commandments not derailed. So, if we can just live by the 10 Commandments, then the love will prevail and stress will be prevented and all disease and ailments and all those problems that we live with that we don't want. Nations rise. Drugs fueling dichotomies of mind, making okay what is purely unkind, frustrations causing extreme distress, chemical war, our blood is a mess. Red bloods raging, turmoil as the sea, tsunamis rising inside you and me, blood boiling over, exploding like a bomb, positive life has gone terribly wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong and wrong. Positive life has gone terribly wrong, destroyed in poverty, austerity and lies, causing addictions, and no one asks why. Why are we as a global family warring over what sets us free? God's love is always positive. Nuclear explosion. Splitting the atom like man from God. Divisions with unforeseen consequences. Fallout falling. God still calling. Splitting the atom like man from love. Divisions with foreseen consequences. Fallout falling. Man still calling. Splitting the atom like man from God. Divisions with foreseen consequences. Fallout falling. God still calling. God is love. Yeah, and may Jesus Christ return quickly to end all of the abuse and hurts and pains in man and woman. So we need to have trust. We need to be mutually respectful. We're all beings capable of wonderful things and beautiful things, and we just need to learn to manage this body of flesh and bring it into accord with love, for fulfillment of life, for the promised land, for heaven on earth, as promised by God, who is love. Jesus Christ is coming quickly, and we will all be changed in the twinkling of an eye, which is a change of nervous system, a change from the sympathetic stress response, bringing cortisol hormones, anxiety, depression, disease, be changing into the parasympathetic nervous system to produce the endorphins, the positive neurotransmitters, which I think then produce enkephalins, which are the euphoric hormones, or body biochemicals. So I'm not a scientist. I understand the principles in terms of healing, but I don't know all the complicated names. So, but if we stick to love and we give that love and we share that love, it comes back. It's a two-way process. That's the twofold peace, which is the meaning of the name Jerusalem. And that's where the whole spirit of love comes from, namely Jesus Christ, who is returning quickly. God bless.